right. All right. I'm sorry that it's this form. I should have turned it around. It didn't pan out the way I wanted it to, but I said I was going to be your three. It is now 3:08, so I really want to get this show on the road. Now, nobody sent any questions, so um, what I will be doing is I will do another live next Monday, also at 3 p.m. So if you have questions that you want me to answer, if you watch this video, uh, put them in the comments below, and I will get to them. And I think I'm gonna do like like shorts and stuff to see if you guys have questions. So the main thing is talking about my 30-day manifesting project. Now, unfortunately, the project has completely changed. So before I would get, you would be able to text message me. Now it's all going to be email, and we were going to do a one-on-one call. Now it's all going to be like a video. Hey, Brandy, welcome. So for those of you that are still trying to sign up for the manifesting project, just know that it did change a little bit for personal reasons. But let's get to this. So I have a list of what I'm going to be sharing about during this amazing scripting manifesting video. So the amazingness about scripting is that we get to write down what we want in our lives. Now, I've been scripting for a long, long time, and I started doing this also for my uncles. Mainly, I would teach them how to use this, and it worked out so well for them that a lot of my uncles have not, came back to me, which makes me happy, because usually, in the past they would come back because, they were going through life changes, or they wanted to manifest certain things. So they're very nice. I mean, the altar ones, they like it because they love that I have an altar for them. So that's like a completely different thing. I mean, like my uncles that, we have text message and we talk and we do readings every week. That, yeah, I love it that once I taught them how to script, they were able to do the things for themselves. Now, it says, if you write it, you must do it. You must act upon it. Something that I've noticed in myself is that I get super busy. I get busy with, my clients, my day-to-day life, and I will script that I accomplish something, and then I don't take action on it. And Spirit tells me that's what happens to a lot of people too, is they'll script something happens, but then you get the intuitive guidance, you get the little kind of, you gotta understand, Spirit pushes very gently, they don't really like push you down. It's more like a little nudge, so you will have to be aware of these little nudges and what they're sharing with you. So something that I got through my divine meditation today was, if you are a beggar yourself, you cannot teach the other beggars. So there has to be, and I feel like this is something I wanted to share with you, because, example, in your job, if you're like overworking, you can't do the best job because you're overworked, right? So there needs to be a balance. There needs to be an in between, a place where you could go to recharge, just kind of like find yourself, And I feel like that these were actually, I created this for beautiful goddess Luna. She does a lot of like self-healing and self-love work. And so I created these printables for her. And I thought they were so pretty. Like I thought they came out so pretty. Especially that I work so much with Divine Feminine with you guys. And then of course I added like little different reflections of the woman. So I love the way they absolutely came out gorgeous, like these beautiful vintage women. And then it's like, it almost looks like old parchment paper. It has that beautiful, I love myself image on the papers. So I created these. They are up on our Patreon. If you're not part of the Patreon, I will link it below. For $5.55 a month, you get all of these amazing printables, and you get to interact in our lives. Only Patreons and subscribers get to interact. So I changed that. on my live, which, you know what, if you guys have questions while I'm here in your live, because I think I see that there's a couple of you here. So if you have questions, you could go ahead and ask them about scripting, because I know scripting is, it's a bit of a roller coaster. It has like a lot of little things, you know? So, because they'll jot up here, but I want to make sure that I see your questions. I will just be answering the ones that I know off my head that, you know, that have already been asked. Okay, here I am. Just wanted to make sure. Don't want to hear myself. All right. All right, so perfect. So you must write whatever you script, you must take action on. It's really, really important. Okay, another thing that is super amazing about scripting that I did last week was there was something that I wanted to manifest for like me and my husband and my children, and I did a celebration. So I celebrated and I did everything about it. I bought like a dessert. I put like a little banner just to like celebrate that occasion that still hadn't really happened. So this is a great thing to do when you are manifesting. Celebration is just like such a vivid, happy, joyous energy. So when we are celebrating things, even though they still haven't developed, they still are not there, you are kind of declaring, you're putting out that energy that you know that it is there, that it is manifesting, that it is coming about. So what happens is divine frequency, you know, in that quantum physics energy, you are pushing against the waves and creating this beautiful vibration to manifest what you desire. So make a little celebration. Doesn't have to be crazy. Like I said, I created like a little printable banner style that said what we were celebrating. I bought a little dessert, and we just, all we did was like we talked about this celebration. You know, how we were so grateful that this was unfolding and this was occurring. You know, I'm already celebrating what I intend to manifest in October, November, December, and we're still in mid-July. Today is actually mid-July. So celebration is a great way, and you could do this in your scripting. Let's say that you have your beautiful printable. You write, remember, you want to write the date, either the date by when you want to manifest, or you want to always be in forward motion, writing about the past. Example, and this is really important, and this is something that, you know, once, if you do take the classes, you will be able to really hone in on these little secrets and these little things. Example, today's July 15th. So if I'm writing about today, I'm writing as if the day has closed, as if I'm sitting in my bed at night, jotting back about what happened today. Sometimes what I share with my clients is you don't have to write daily. I don't always script every single day. I have days that I don't script. So, but I have different scripts. I have weekly, monthly, seasonally, yearly. So there's different methods of scripting. That's why it has a lot. And the reason why I'm adding to my scripting book. But you want to put the date in July 15, July 16, and then talk about, you know, what occurred. Example, let's say that you're scripting about tomorrow, something that you want to manifest tomorrow. You would write July 17th, which is the day after, and declare everything that you wanted as if it has already occurred. You would say, I'm truly happy and grateful because on July 16th, this occurred, you know, and then you would write it in past tense like it's already yours, like it already manifested. So it's kind of this beautiful vibration of creating your own reality. It is so powerful that I've had clients that freak out because I had a beautiful client that felt that this went against free will because we would script certain things. And I know because I script for my kids. I script for my kids, I script for my clients. If my clients, especially like the calls, the contacts, like they want to contact, so I will not only add candle magic, I script on my candle magic. So it's like a lot of little things that I am able to do because I work with magic. So it just gives this beautiful method even more of energy. For example, if I'm using candle magic, I will write, wow, I'll write so-and-so, you know, I'll write Joe contacted Sally, and then I will write the date that I want for this manifestation to happen. So it's like Joe contacts Sally, and then I'll write the date. And more often than not, this occurs because you're adding the fire element energy. You're manifesting that this already occurred. So the vibration has to go. Now, we do have free will. This person could decide, I don't want to call Sally. I don't care. I don't care what I'm feeling. I don't care. I'm upset at Sally. She pissed me off. And there's nothing there. Like I said in one of my videos, I could script that Matthew McConaughey comes over, and wants to have a chat or hang out or we go on a date. But it's not, you know what I'm saying? Like there is limits to the energy of free will. That doesn't mean that maybe by chance I will meet him, because I've had some radical interaction with celebrities. I'm not big on the whole celebrity thing, but I'm just stating that we all have free will. We could decide no. So, but what scripting does is it puts in the vibration. Like the other day I scripted that I wanted my son to come with me to the grocery store. Wasn't nothing crazy, because he tends to be like a homebody like me. He's like worse than me. So I script, hey, I had me and my son went grocery shopping together. It was a really nice experience because I got to bond with him and we just went shopping, blah, blah. When I went to his room, he had told me, no, Mom, I'm not going to go. I'm tired, or I'm playing, or whatever. And Spirit tells me to relax, like not to leave right away. So I did. I sat down. I grabbed my journal and I was writing, things and to-dos, a million post-its that I have. He comes rushing out of the room, shoes in hand. He's like, oh my God, I thought you left. I was going to run to catch up to you. So it does influence, but he could have decided not to go. So I want you to don't feel guilty if you, especially when you're doing good things. It's not like you're scripting, because the universe is constantly, people are constantly scripting about your life. So the question more lies in, do you want to be control of your life, or do you want the outside noise to be control of your life? That is the question that you should be asking. I don't see any questions yet. So we talked about celebration, taking action. Something else that I do, if you have partners that love this, that you could script with, that you trust them, that there's no jealousy, because I'm always telling you, keep your secrets to yourself. But for example, me and my daughter, we script together, and it's really, really cool, because she'll tell me, hey Mom, I scripted this, can you add extra energy to it? So of course I add it to my scripting too, or sometimes I'll just do it off the bat. So something that I've been doing with some of my clients is that I will script through text with them. Unfortunately, I'm no longer doing text message because it's a little too much. But I would be like, hey, so and so, oh my God, congratulations, I just heard, and then I would express what they want as if it has already happened, and emojis, and then it's my vibration because I'm texting super excited about this manifestation, and they receive that energy and they're like, whoa, this is awesome, because then they feel that, like you feel that, oh my gosh, this is happening, this is manifesting. So it is such a beautiful way of scripting. It is. And something else that I found out yesterday has to do with the energy of 369 and about writing in different times. Now, in the 369, they'll tell you, some people tell you write at 3 a.m., 6 a.m., and 9 a.m., or 3 p.m., 6 p.m., 9 p.m. In this vibration, Spirit told me there's something magical about noon. There's just a vibration about that 12 and 12 energy, 12 noon, 12 midnight. So, and of course that 3 a.m. energy, that 4 a.m. energy, that's when the veil is at its thinnest. So it's a great time, but not all of us, not everybody. I'm the type of person that 3 or 4 a.m. now, I'm fast asleep. So if you really want to amplify, you could set your alarm and do some of your scripts around these different high vibrational energies. These are kind of like little things to add. This is where I want to share with you about the magic. So in the beginning, it's going to feel like whatever, nothing's happening. All right, Daisy, I've been scripting for a week. I haven't noticed anything. And then you're going to start to get little confirmations. And this is why I did the whole text messages, because I wanted to hear those confirmations. Because to me, the confirmations were really like beautiful. Like I would get, like I said, the whole thing with my son. Randomly, my oldest son would call me about certain things, or my daughter would walk in and say things that I had scripted about. So these are the little confirmations. Or different animals. I had, I think I was walking with my daughter, and this dove just kind of like flew right over our head. So these are kind of like spiritual, because especially for me, the doves represent the energy of the Holy Spirit, the all divine, God working within our lives. I'm a very spiritual person, so I take these spiritual signs into account. I resonate with them. So for you, it could be different. I'm gonna tell you something crazy that happened to me today. There's this meditation that I've been trying to do. It's a little strong. So the first time that I did it, there was like a lot of noise and stuff, so I couldn't really like get into it, and I let it go. I forgot all about it. I'm watching, something came up about Deepak Chopra, right? So I put it on, and it has to do with some kind of flute. This is really cool that I want to order, because hello, for my on-call altars, and when I do my Venus energies, I like to use certain vibrations, singing bowls, to keep that frequency heightened. And today I'm sitting down, I'm doing my daily meditations, and I'm trying to stay focused in my now moment, because I do have clients that are going through really crazy stuff, and they've been messaging me a lot. So I'm trying to, do Charlie Brown, everybody, so I can stay in that. And this is really important. I always share about my life, but it's because I want you to reflect about your life. For instance, you're at work and your boss is there telling you, hey, you need to do this, this, and that, and the other. And Spirit's like, hey, try this. Or you know what? You should take tomorrow off so you can meditate, or go to the pool, or go to the beach. And then ego tells you, hey, you can't do that. You got bills to pay. But we are not aware that that day off might be a pivotal energy flow for us to manifest the things that we desire. So sometimes taking a personal day away from all the chatter and all the outside noise, and that goes back to what I said. If you're a beggar, you can't help the beggar. You know what I'm saying? You have to first transform and take care of you in order to be able to be at a higher level and say, okay, now I can lend a hand. Let me give them that nickel, that dollar, those $5, the 20. Well, nowadays it's $20, right? Can't give somebody a nickel. Can't even buy a gumball. But these are kind of like examples and metaphors. So really be attuned with what Spirit is sharing with you. And sometimes it's okay to turn off the phone, to not look at every single message, because we're all going to have, people that need us, from your bosses to your family, to co-workers, to whatever the case may be. It is okay to sometimes turn it off, especially when you have major manifestations. Which brings me into something that I want to share with you. Failure is a blessing. And I know it's really hard, because you're going to say, well, Daisy, you don't know what I'm going through. Like, this is like, the shit has hit the fan. It's really, really bad for me. But it's bad for a lot of people. If we were to really associate by looking at other people's lives and looking at what they're going through, and then looking at ours and seeing like, wow, my life is actually not that bad. They are way worse. And it's not about comparisons. It's more about being able to look at your failure, at your loss, at what you're going through, and learning from it, because we're going to repeat. Like for me, is I repeat a lot of bringing my energy down to the levels of my clients. And that's something that I'm always in battle with, because I want to help everybody. I want to save everybody. I want to be able to say, hey, yes, you could do this. And then what happens is I'm not helping them, because I'm just feeding their victim energy. Because the whole point of scripting is we take 30 days, and this is really important, guys. And you're going to complain, but it's about looking at that complaint and being like, nope, delete, delete, delete. Doreen Virtue was the one, and I used to love. I miss that she's no longer in our, spiritual world. She's doing her own thing, but she used to do. She used to say delete, 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 and she would delete all of the negative energy, and she would just move her hands like the like fair like feathers, and some people do that with actual feathers. They have like peacock feathers and just different kinds of beautiful vibrational objects to delete all of this lower vibrational energy. And sometimes I have to do that because if I have a client that is really like, Daisy needs to help me, Daisy needs to help me, Daisy needs to help me, what happens is they come into my circle and then I start dreaming about them. I start overthinking about them. I'm doing my meditation and here comes their spiritual guides and they're like, you need to help Sally. She's melting, and then what happens is that takes away from me. So that happens to you too, just in different vibrations. So what we need to do is learn from the failure, and instead of thinking that I need to help you or that someone else needs to pull you out of that vibration, you need to take the action, take that initiative and be like, no, okay, what am I learning about this? And you can write it down. I tell you guys this all the time. Journaling is the most powerful healer, because if you write, Sally, today's day, I'm going through this situation. It's been really harsh. It's been overpowering. I'm crying. I'm emotional. Write everything down. Write every single feeling that you are having, that you are going to. We're allowed. We're not supposed to always be rainbows and butterflies. We're allowed to crash. We're allowed to have these emotional roller coasters, and it is okay. But the point is to look and learn from them so you can make better decisions. And I'm going to give you a perfect example. So I messaged someone and I feel like they got upset because my expression to them wasn't, I feel like, what they took. I feel like, and we all go through this, I feel like we make decisions. Like an example, I'm going to give you a perfect example. And this sounds very like little, but I've always like, I want a beach house and I want a cottage. I want like a cute little cottage, maybe like a farm style cottage, cabin style. But then I also want the beach because I love the beach. The beach makes me feel really, really good. Where I live now is a resort style living because I love the pool. I love it has a beautiful waterfall. It's just very serene to me. That energy of the water, it just cleanses and clears you. Also, I grew up on the beach. I lived a lot of my life going to like lakes and South Beach in Miami, Florida. I would spend weekends upon weekends. I would spend whole summers in Key West, Isla Morada, Key Largo. Absolutely love, love, love the beach, the sea salt air. It's just beautiful. But I also had a farm growing up. We grew up in a farm, picking our own eggs in the morning, making the breakfast. There's just something very like beautiful about that simple yet down to your roots type living. So it's like I wake up one day and it's like no, I decided I want a beach house. And then I'll wake up another day and I'll be like cabin in the woods with my little my chickens, and that sounds good too. So it is, you have to, and hey, I could just maybe I'm in this between because I'm gonna have both homes, right? I'll do one for my writing and give it to one of my kids, and then the beach home will be my so we could do that. Maybe it's, I don't have to make a decision between one and the other. I could have them both. The point is that sometimes we go back and forth with our desires. And when we do that, we're sending mixed signals. So when I express, say, hey, do you notice that you kind of like one moment you decide this, the next moment you decide that? I'm not saying it through a negative perspective, like you're lacking some kind of, I don't know, organizational skills, because I'm the last one to talk about organized. So disorganized. Thank God for my husband. The point of that is for you to really like, when you make your scripting, you want it to be And you are going to make changes, okay? Because once things start manifest, you're going to add, you're going to move stuff around. That is fine. But you do have to decide, do I want this or do I want that? Not one moment, I think I want this. This is really good. This feels great. And the next day is like, I don't want that anymore. It's bringing in too much chaos, because that's where the mixed signals comes in. And that's why it's really important for us to take 30 days. And this is what my goal was, but it's not panning out that way, where you try to be as positive as possible. And how do you do that? When the lower vibrational energy comes in, delete. You know, and for me, like, it's hard sometimes because, like I said, because since I have so many people now, you know, in my face, help me. I'm going through goods. They're not seeing that this is to manifest, not for me to kind of be your, I don't know, venting machine, right? So when you script, try to focus on the good, no matter how ugly it gets, okay? Because remember, your surroundings are what you've manifested in the past. So you want to change that. Wake up, go to sleep. Here's something crazy, and I do this, and it feels really good. Of course, I do meditations to sleep, and I sent my scripters their own meditations to kind of bring them into that vibration. And depending on how they feel their energies is the meditation that I create for them. When I go to sleep in my next home. I manifested this home by doing that same exact exercise. But you have to have patience with yourself, okay? You can't do it for a week and be like, well, it's not working. Because things have to fall into place. There is kind of like a time. And I feel like it's really important, and it's great that this occurs, because you're constantly changing your intentions and your desires, like I shared with the beach home and the cottage home. So make sure that you're going to sleep in the home, in the surroundings, in the place that you desire and you want to wake up in. So when you lay down in your bed, especially when you're that beautiful lucid state of in between worlds, go to sleep. Make, like, if you want a sleep number bed, sleep in a sleep number bed. You know, create that frequency, and you're going to start noticing magical things happening. Just like that video that started out with Deepak Chopra turned into a meditation that I was like, I'm not going to do this right now. It's a little too much. And Spirit's like, oh no, girl, you're going to do this, and we're going to put it. Because if I still, when I open up, it still says the Deepak Chopra, but it's actually another video. How does that happen? Because in YouTube, once one video changes to the next, it's the next video. That's not what happened in my case. So this really works. You're going to start noticing some crazy energies. And I want to shift this into creating these videos so you could rewatch, take notes, and pull what works for you. Because like I said, there is so many different levels of scripting, and not all of them are going to work for you. You're going to align with the ones that feel good, that actually bring you the best results. And those are the ones that you're going to hone in on and create from. All right, so I just wanted to share this little video. Leave your questions below. We will come back next Monday and I will answer some of your questions. I would also love if you could comment if you have been scripting, what works for you, what you don't like. Let's really interact with this beautiful vibration and co-create. I'm working on some new scriptings for my beautiful Patreons. So if you are a Patreon, get ready, because I'm going to be sharing a lot more prompts for you to really get into that flow. I love this. I might work with more of this, especially this full moon is bringing a lot of love energy for us to cleanse and clear, and our reflections and our love. I send you blessings, and I will talk to you soon.